Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. So, guys, I missed you guys. You guys are like my vent session, like you're like my therapy session, right? But your girl's on vacation, still on vacation for a couple of more weeks, actually. So I've been convicted. Not like I can't even. The first couple of days was so hard for me because it's like I can't even check. Like, well, it's not that I can't check, but I'm convicted to not check on like my staff. Mr. Steve, everything else I got going on, and it's like it was so hard not making these recordings. But I think day 3 things got like a lot more smoother. It's just so hard for me not to just do things and just chill, right? But I'm chilling right now. So I decided to grab a couple of emails. I'm not even supposed to be checking emails, but I decided to grab a couple of emails and kind of just address a few things within this one recording. A young lady asked me to talk about what was my thoughts on men who brag about money, as well as the second one is in regards to a few of tips and how I live my life on a daily basis, in a sense of how do I stay in my own lane, stay confident, etc. Somebody struggling with some confidence and kind of just want to know a few tips on how I live my daily life. And I have to be intentional about some of these things as well. But I want to address the young lady who asked me about the guy who she was with, who's bragging about his money. I'm not sure, sis, if you heard. I made a recording, I think, like last month, and I was talking about a date that I had like 2 years ago. And the guy now this particular guy, he did have money. He does have money. He just, I don't know what his problem is, but he just over the top, right? So he does have money and he does have long money, right? Meaning he worked really hard for his money, but he's just over the top. But I think he's one of these guys who just, and even though he's a mature guy, I think he just never was able to really like, I don't know, get women for whatever reason. So it's almost like he leads with his money. And I had to, well, you go back and listen to the recording. So there could be a number of reasons why, but one thing I will say is that a lot of the times, I won't say all, because again, this guy here, I know for a fact he has long money, right? And he still leads with this money. But I think a lot, if not most, definitely not all, most people with real wealth, real money, and has a solid mindset to be sure that that money will be last for a lifetime, they're not going to be out here bragging on their money. Why would they do that? They want to be sure that their money lasts. So if they're bragging on their money, people are going to want them for their money, and they're not going to just give away their money, right? So people with real money, you won't even know it most of the time. You won't even see it in their actions, because sometimes they're the most subtle individuals, like for real, right? Again, that's real old money. But, and you just specify people's, I don't even know if he's a younger guy, if he's a mature guy, etc. I don't know. If he's a young guy, then I mean, it is what it is. He is going to brag about his money. He's going to show you his money, all that stuff. Also, some individuals who just came into money, right? They can have a lot of money and potentially even be wealthy, but if they just came into it, sometimes they will brag as well, because it's not blood, sweat, and tears. I'll give you an example. So last night I went to see a live band. I was by myself. I went to see a live band. The band hadn't started yet, so I was kind of sitting in the corner at like this high, like a little high round table thingies. And so this guy came in, very, very attractive white guy, brown hair, blue eyes, very, very nice body build, very respectful, right? And so when he came, he asked, could he sit down? I'm just like, I promise you, tonight is just one of them nights where I just, you just have some of those nights where you just want to be with you and your own thoughts. But I'm a cool chick, so yes, have a seat, sir. But anyway, within probably the first 5 minutes of the conversation, again, very complimentary, but the first 5 minutes, right after that, he proceeds to tell me about all this money he has. Actually, he owns a few of the med spas. here in Lake Charles, as well as what's the neighboring state? I think it's Houston, either Houston or Dallas. One of them is close to Lake Charles. So he owns all these med spas, and he's going on and on and on about his money. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know what? Wrong chick. I want to know about your spirit. I don't care about your money, right? Okay. Because if your spirit is right, God going to make sure you got some money. So wrong chick. But you know, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to smile. But you ain't getting my number, right? But after him going on and on and on and on, then of course, ding, 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 he's an only child. He's probably like early 40s. I think he said he was 43, 44. Only child, but both of his parents had recently passed. Not recently, but like 4 years ago. But they passed like 6 months apart, which is very common. A lot of times when you have two elderly parents and they're like madly in love like that, like one will literally go from a broken heart right behind the other. So that's what happened. They had massive amounts of wealth, and being the only child, they left everything to him. So now he's wilding out, right? He's just at the bar. I'm talking about he's buying bottles after bottles. Like he's just straight wilding out. But he didn't work hard for that money, right? Trust fund baby. So a lot of times with that, you know, get in where you're fitting. But personally, yes, I do believe that people with long money and real money, they're not going to be bragging about it. That's a turn off to me. I know some chicks are moved by that. That truly turns me off. But so that's my thoughts. What was the second recording? Oh, I actually jotted down some notes on this topic about how let me pull it up, how I apply my daily. Okay, first thing first, on how I live my life, my mindset on a daily basis. Again, sometimes I have to be intentional about some of this stuff for whatever reasons, but this is how I create my own lane and stay in my own lane. First thing first, I had to learn that putting others before myself is actually low value thinking. Many of us were taught, again, to put others in front of ourselves. We were conditioned very, very early on. We saw our mothers do it. We saw our grandmothers do it. Everybody is good, and then we're last, and then we're tired, we're breakdown, we're this, we're that. That is low value thinking. Because it pretty much says that even though we were conditioned to think that way, when you tap into it, it really much tells us that we don't feel like we're worthy to be put first. How much can we truly love ourselves if we're putting other people in front of us and we're getting scraps? This is one that I do have to be intentional about, because naturally I'm a server. I'm an empath. So it's like, again, I just want to, So, and I still do that if I'm honest, but I make sure I'm good. So as long as you're good at the core, right? Even when you put people in front of you, if you feel that conviction, right? Then just tap back in to your internal self. Be sure that you're okay. If your cup is full, then do what you do. But if your cup is empty, you're tired, you have nothing to give, you gotta pull back to get your cup back full first. People around you should be getting your overflow. My God, do I have to be intentional about this? I promise you I do. It took everything for me to go on vacation because I'm worried about this person, that person, who's not going to be good, who's going to be good. That's low value thinking. And so I have to be intentional about changing my perspective on realizing that I deserve to be first. All right. So that's one thing. That's one of the intentional ones. Next thing. It is so important to understand that we cannot and we will not change anybody. This can be from family members. This can be from the individuals who you're dating, married to, friends, foes, whatever. You will change absolutely nobody. We waste so much time, and my God, have I been guilty of this. We waste so much time trying to change people for whatever reason. We see the best in them. We fix them up. They'll just be a great, whatever. Like, Who are we to change anybody? We can't even change ourselves most of the time, right? So I've learned, another thing I have to be intentional about, I've learned that basically rather than me try to change people, I release these people and then I welcome and then gravitate to the individuals who are just for me. There's people who are just for you. But for some reason, we just keep ending up with the ones who was never meant for us. And we're trying to change them to fit into the individuals who are for us. Who's for you is for you. So it wouldn't even be that struggle of trying to change each other. It will fit like a puzzle. So I've learned now to just say, okay. Okay. Okay can be one of the most powerful things you can just say. Rather than sitting here going back and forth and all this nonsense. Okay. Okay. Do what you do, boo. Okay. I'll let you go bump your head a few times. Okay. Especially, get this, tap in, especially those individuals who are never, ever wrong. It can be an individual who is the common denominator in every situation. Everyone has cut them off for whatever reason. Everyone has told them they're to this, let it be, let's just say gossip. You gossip, so everywhere you go, people release you because they don't want that negative energy around them, or you do this, you do that. Like, they know that they're the common denominator, but they will never, ever admit that they need to work on that area. You will spin your wheels trying to get them to even understand that they're an issue. And many times they know it, they're just not going to admit it. Just say, okay. If they're toxic to your life, just let them be and go on with your life because you're not going to change them. Next thing. Learn to move forward. Now, I don't have to be intentional about this one. This is easy for me. Learn to move forward. What's behind you is behind you. Some of you guys, or not you guys, some people are still clinging on to like old exes, right? Old relationships, old friendships that you know were, the season is up, right? The respect is there, but the season is up, but you're still feeling a nudge to like go back and try to just have a conversation or hang out every now and then, or like you got to change your perspective and understand that everything behind you has taught you. If you don't, I'm gonna turn my phone back off, right? Because this phone already started. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to turn off my notifications. Everything in front of you is going to require you to forward march, if you will. Everything behind you is behind you for a reason. But never ever, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but be appreciative of everything you've learned in your past, every individual you've met in your past, because they all taught you something for that season that you will now apply to your season. But it is so crucial for, well, again, this is about me. I can't tell you guys what to do. With me, I'm forward march. I'm not thinking about the past. You know, if somebody give you my number and I'm going to block you, I ain't got time for that. It's moving forward. So I'm grateful. I will always be honored for individuals I've met in my past, experience I've had in my past. But you can't live in your past if you're trying to go forward. You just can't. You just can't. I know that's hard for some people. That was hard for me in the beginning. Years ago, I always felt like I'm one of those kind of people. I felt like, well, anybody in my lifetime I've ever met, I think that we're going to always be friends forever. I'm going to take them into my future. Even, girl, child, listen, my block game is so strong. Okay. Because they had their time. Everybody had their time. And again, everything is not bad. Sometimes the season is just over. But the individuals who had their time, these are going to be the individuals who want to harass your nerves the most because they know they messed up. They know they fumbled the ball. So it's almost like now they want to overcompensate to try to get you back in their lives. And you have to be okay with understanding, like, listen, bro, I see you, right? It's all love, but ain't nothing happening, right? But we're moving forward. That's how I live my life. Okay. Next thing. Healing is crucial. There's just no way around it. There is absolutely no way around it. Right? Again, I know a lot of people don't want to heal because healing hurts. All caps. Hurts. Healing hurts. Speaking on the prior topic before this one, healing is what's going to give you that push to cut people from the past off and be okay with it. Because once you heal, you would realize that the people you encountered anyway was low value people because you were low value, right? So healing is crucial. Now, I'm not against therapy or therapists, right? I'm not against that. But one thing I know for a fact, for me, God has to be in that, right? God has to be in that because with therapy, they teach you, they give you tools to deal with the triggers, right? So it's almost like saying, okay, you're going to have these triggers all of your life. So let me teach you how to breathe properly. Let me teach you how to do this, do that, and do when these things come up. So, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's wonderful. But I believe that when God is in the mix of it, God heals the trauma. So there is no triggers. And that's not to say that you will never, ever be triggered per se, but it's almost like, I feel like therapy can be a mask if God is not in the mix. So do both. Right. Well, Kizzy. Kizzy, I keep forgetting this is about me. Oh, honey. This right here, this next one is just all me all day, every day. Nothing have to be intentional about this one. And that is be fearless. Push your boundaries. Be fearless. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, but this is what's going to boost your confidences. Yes, you're going to be trembling in your boots when you're being fearless, but you're going to have to be intentional. You are going to have to push past your comfort zone and your safety boundaries. You're going to have to do some things that's going to snatch your edges. When you push your boundaries, that will definitely help you in the confidence area because it will build you and build you and build you and build you, right? So, for example, let's just say that you are someone and you don't like to go places alone because maybe you don't have that confidence. Maybe you feel like people are looking at you. Maybe you feel like you don't belong. You don't do this. You got all these thoughts in your head. Take the step. Go out by yourself. And yes, you will probably be afraid. You will probably be in your car driving, thinking about all kinds of things. Oh, they're going to be looking at me. What am I going to do? Then when you get there, you feel like your head is down because you feel like everybody, you feeling all out your, listen. Do that a couple of times. And before you know it, you will want anybody with you when you go out. Push your boundaries. That's just one example, but push your boundaries. Those of you who want to travel, right? But you can't find your friends, or this one don't have a babysitter, and this one don't do this. And listen, please go by yourself. Stop waiting on people. Listen, one thing I learned in life, if you wait on people, you're never going anywhere. Most of the people are, challenge yourself. Do a trip, of course, responsibly. Do a trip by yourself one time. Push your boundaries. What is the one thing that you're a little fearful of? Push your boundaries. Now I'm going to tell you, a boundary pusher for me, that's flying and that's roller coasters. Let's say I don't do heights. I don't do nothing that I don't feel in control. And I know flying is even more safer than driving. I get all that. But I feel like if I'm driving, I still got control. Up in the air, honey, ain't nobody got no control. So as much as I hate flying, I still have to push first of all, I have to fly, but I push my boundaries to fly. But if I can drive, I'm going to drive. 12 hours max is really my thing. I love driving. I'm a driver, but yeah, I push my boundaries with the airplane. So push your boundaries, sis. Next thing, my phone keeps going to thing mode. Next thing, I have to be intentional about this. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Again, we're conditioned to think we can do everything because we're so used to doing everything. But in order to go higher, to go forward, first of all, you don't even know nothing at the next level anyway. You know everything at your past level, our past levels. But when God starts moving you up, you're in position where you don't know anything. So you have to ask for help. And that's hard for some people. That's hard for me, right? Because a lot of that is conditioning. But one thing I've learned is that when you ask for help, believe it or not, people are eager to help you. They want to help you. But when they're around you and they always seem like that, you got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. She's on top of it. He's on top of it. Like when they see that, they don't even budge to ask, can they help? Because you're already presenting to them that you know it all. And we know nothing. We don't know anything. So when you ask someone to help you, it will blow your mind, the eagerness of people who want to help you. Literally. So it's okay to ask for help. Next thing. Now, this I don't have to be intentional about ever. I never, all caps, ever, all caps, believe someone else's opinion about another person. Don't come and tell me that this person is this, and that way. Because that's your experience with that person. It could be a number of things. Maybe this person know your energy isn't right. So maybe they are a little block with you, right? So just because you experience this experience with a person, or because you're a follower and you believe what everyone else says about this person, I'll listen to you, I guess, but I will never, ever judge someone based on someone else's opinion of a person. I get to know every single person for myself. I can't tell, and maybe that is for my, even for my own personal life. I can't tell you guys how many times I've met a person, especially guys, and they'll say things like, the minute they meet me, right? The first thing they say is, oh my goodness, you're down to earth. Like, I really thought you were stuck up. And I'm asking, well, I mean, what, okay, but what gave you that impression, right? And maybe it could be, the physical thing. I don't know. But a lot of the time it's because you have people who will be jealous of you, right? Especially my chosen ones. People will be jealous of you. So they will try to plant a seed in someone else's head to get that person not to even interact with you. So it's almost like, oh, she's stuck up. She's this, she's this, she's that. So I wouldn't even. And then the first time the person comes to interact with you, it's a complete opposite, right? So yeah, I may have been cold to you because your spirit wasn't right. So you may have just gotten, hey, how you doing? A smile, but boom, block. Because I already know your spirit ain't right. Boom, instantly for me. I can look you in your eyes. First couple of words. And I can read your spirit. So if your spirit is impure, I want no part of you. I will be very, very nice, but I want no part of you. Where someone else can have a conversation, right? And I can have a conversation with, and this person's spirit is beautiful. It's pure, right? Boom. Instant connection. So this is why you have to be very careful about allowing people to plant seeds within you about another person. You can mess around and miss your blessings like that, right? So don't come tell me nothing but nobody. I will make that decision based on my experience with that person. So that is something I've always lived by, truly, if I'm honest. My phone keep going off, guys. I got to keep putting my code back, and I'm sorry. Next thing. I think I said this earlier. At the end of the day, you will change your body. People will do what they want to do. Point blank period. Just let them go. People will do what they want to do. Just say, God bless you, and keep it moving. Don't tie up your time watering dead grass, trying to change people, get them to see your view, this, and that, all this other stuff, right? Okay. Next thing, create your own style and stick to it. Whatever your style is. Please stop following the masses when it comes down to trends, right? Don't follow the trends. Set the trend. This is so crucial because, again, people want to follow trends and look like everyone else, and you're not even confident within that thing because that's not you. So even if your style is witty or different or unique and people may not get it, it doesn't matter. As long as you get it, you're going to be more confident within the style that you're confident in and you set for yourself. March to the beat of your own drum. I've always lived by that. I think, other than, of course, being spiritually grounded, this alone is where I get my confidence from. I don't listen. I promise you, I'm not looking up at nobody's magazine. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about the new iPhone that came out. I don't want none of that. And I'm still team Android, point blank, period, right? Okay. I don't want to hear none of that. I'm going to move the way I want to move, how I feel comfortable. And when you do that, people see the confidence in you because that's your thing. You feel confident there. You know, when I went to the concert the other night, let me tell you, I can't tell you how many people stopped me, men, women, everybody. Just stopped me all night long, just about my whole swag, etc., my confidence, all that stuff. Like, I can remember just being in the concert and I would just turn to the side and I would just see people just kept like turning their head. Like, they'll be staring at me. It's like they're turning their head. They're turning their head. They turn their head. And for a long time in my life, if I'm honest, I used to take that as a negative thing. Like, why are you people staring? Why are you staring at me? Why are you staring at your mama? Stop staring at me, right? Okay. And then I told you guys a very mature lady had pulled me to the side and she changed my mindset instantly on that. She said to me, she said, I just want to encourage you and I want to let you know. She said, when people stare at you, it's not always a stare of envy and jealousy. Many times it's stares of admiration. This is about 10 years ago. When she told me that, it instantly changed my perspective. Mind you, my chosen ones, we had to always deal with jealousy very early on. So now when people look at us, first thing we're thinking is conditioning. We're thinking it's trauma triggers. We're thinking that people are looking at us in this negative way. So when she changed my mindset with that, now when I see people looking at me from a side view and they hurry up and turn their head, now my spirit always let me know it's something completely different. It's someone who maybe they don't have as much confidence, right? And so then I'm convicted a lot of the times to go and just start a conversation with that person. And every single time I do, it's oh my goodness, I love your this, I love your that. And then that's a moment that you can pour into that person to help them know that, wow, your style is just as beautiful. No, you don't have to be all edgy like me, but you're just as this, you're just as that. You know, everything you're saying to me, you are the same exact, right? So that's a moment right there. That's a teachable moment where you can pour into your sister or your bro. But see, Satan will have us sitting here thinking everything is negative and people just, all that stuff where you can miss a quick assignment. And I know a lot of you said that you deal with that, right? So I hope that can help you guys. Next time someone is just looking at you or whatever, don't always, now let's get it real now. You got some of that, right? You got some of the issues where it's jealousy and stuff like that. But for the most part, make sure your spirit is properly aligned, because many times it might be a quick assignment. What's the one? It's okay to love from a distance. Have to be intentional about this. It's okay to love from a distance. This includes family, friends, whoever, right? We are conditioned to think that people who are blood or people that we even love, that we have to be in contact with these people all day long, no matter how toxic they are, because they're quote unquote blood. You can love somebody wholeheartedly and not have a conversation with this person every day, even every week, even every month. But you know that love is there, right? But I just don't need you in my life because you're toxic. So until you decide to heal and your spirit is pure and you're not operating from all kind of crazy seeds, right? I'm over here in this corner. If you need me, holler at your girl. But don't call me just for no everyday nonsense, every week nonsense, every month nonsense. I'll see you at the family reunion. I'm going to be praying for you, but it's all love, but I'm going to love you from a distance. Healing will help you with this, because once you heal, you don't have, you just, once you've experienced peace, you will protect that peace at all costs. See, before you heal, I mean, you don't even have peace. You don't have peace. So it's natural to be in environments that are just not peaceful and just chaotic. It's natural. It's your normal circumstance. But once you experience peace, which you get in your isolation season, your transformational season, once you learn what peace really feels like, that's all you want. You will cut your own daddy off if they're not peaceful. So learn to love from a distance. I know most people will tell you different. Society will tell you different. No, blood is thicker than water, honey. Okay, well, again, follow up society if you want to. I think I only got like 2 more. My phone keeps going out. Next, embrace being different. Again, embrace. Listen, I'm team different all day long. If you haven't gotten the memo yet, I'm team different all day long. I don't want to look like everybody else. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, because I do know that the crowd follows the crowd, and all of them are lost. Leaders are found. Followers are lost. So embrace being different. Whatever your different, your quirkiness, whatever that thing may be for you, embrace being different. And when I say embrace it, I mean really embrace it, all caps. Because you can say you embrace something and you're okay with it, but you're really not. You have to be firm-footed in knowing that you're different, you're unique, you're quirky, you're this, you're that, and you have to be okay with it. I know I'm different. I am so quirky. Like, you guys don't see that side of my life, but I'm so different. And I'm okay with it. I really am, truly. Lastly, I've learned that this is probably, listen, I have to be intentional about it, but I'm going to tell you, like, this is major. People are just people. People are just people. God is God. So we get so caught up on people's action. Let's say someone cheated on you, someone betrayed you, someone talked about you, someone this, someone that, someone who you help. They like that's the worst. Like when you really help somebody and from a good place, and then they kind of just. People are just people. And I think we take it so personal. We take it as when someone, okay, let's take cheating, for example, since that's very popular. Okay. We take that to heart. And I get it. I'm not saying it's, I get it. But we take that as, oh, I did this for you and you did this to me. You intentionally broke my heart. You intentionally did this. You knew it. Never ever understanding that we all are fighting our own demons. We're not even looking at the fact that that person may have done that, right? They may have cheated because they see themselves as low value. So it has nothing to even do with you. You may have been great, right? But they see themselves as low value. They see themselves as basically a nobody. So they feel like if they can go and sleep with the world, then that will make them have value. First, I know it sounds crazy, but listen, it's common. When you see a lot of people, like take men for example, I think who was talking about this recently? Can't remember. It might have been Pastor R.C. Blake's. But basically, when you see men who are going around sleeping with massive amounts of women per day and things like that, that really is a man with low self-esteem. Because a man who really has value, he's going to respect himself. But yet we take it as people, we take it as, oh, you did this to me and I. So we want to reflect it back on us and truthfully be told the other person is struggling with their own stuff, their own demons, their own trauma triggers, their own this, their own that. But we take that thing and we allow that thing to literally eat us up internally like it's something about us. People are just people. Think about how hard it is for you to deal with your own trauma issues, your trauma triggers, trying to get your life together. It's hard for you. I'm not saying that you may have done what they did, but you've done some things. You may have not cheated, but you've done some things. So we all are trying to figure this thing out called life. So what I've personally learned to do, and again, I have to be intentional about this too, is I've learned to stop putting so much trust in people. Not saying that I don't trust people, I'm not saying that, but not putting so much trust in people 100%. Instead, I put that kind of trust in God, knowing that Yes, I'm going to trust this person because they've proven themselves, right? Okay, I'm going to trust them, but I'm going to also understand that people are just people. So, if this person were to hurt me, it will be God who gets me through the hurt, not Kizzy. We can't get ourselves out of that kind of hurt when it's only based on us in the person. So I've learned to stop putting 100% of trust in people, and I trust God instead. That's how I live my life. So just to be clear, it's not that I don't trust people, right? And you will have a way better chance if you are allowing the people into your life that God has specifically for you. Then you're good, right? But if you're out here picking people just on your own accord, for your own this and your own that, honey, listen, okay. So that's how I live my life. I think that's about it. I mean, I'm sure I have 30,000 more things I can say, but those are the things I jotted down this morning when I read that email. But I just want to encourage you guys, like, listen, I always tell you guys, we all are trying to figure this thing out called life. It's a lie. Society will make you think that everybody has some people have their life together where it's so perfect. There is no perfect life. There's no perfect marriage, no perfect nothing. It's all a lie. Do what works for you. Find your footing. Find your lane. Stay in that lane. Don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. Stay in your lane and perfect your lane. Push your boundaries. Move past fear. Push your boundaries. I know it's not easy. Nobody can get me on a roller coaster. Nobody can get me on a roller coaster. Nobody can get me on a roller coaster. But I do know at some point I'm going to have, again, I should say, but I know at some point I'm going to have to challenge myself again to get on a roller coaster. Listen, I'm the chick, if I'm at a carnival or if I'm at the fair, I'm going to be the big grown adult in the kiddie land area, like on the low Ferris wheel. I don't do heights. So I get it. But just push past whatever your fear is. Do it one time. The more and more you do it, then things will become easier. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. So I miss you guys. So I'll be making a recording maybe in the next couple of days. You guys stay strong. Stay planted. And you guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.